All right, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the Backshed Bible Study. It is it's today Monday, June 15th. And this is my special Father's Day edition of the old Backshed Bible Study because I have with me my kiddos. Oops, there we go. Hanging out here. And Titus is still hanging out. Amelia's over here trying to do what she does best as a 2-year-old, which is take everything that is in her path and just go completely chaotic with it. So that's what Amelia's doing. She's doing a good job of it. Can you say hi to everybody out there? Say hi, good morning. And this is Audrey, who just got, it looks like you just got up. Did you? No, you've been awake for a little while. And Peter,
Hello.
my soon-to-be teenager, 2 weeks. 2 weeks from what? Let me see. 2 weeks from Thursday. This boy's going to be 13 years old. Amelia, do you see yourself over there on the screen? Yeah. And she sees herself 20 seconds ago. That's the fun part. And so I thought it'd be fun to come on here today. Good morning, Donna, my friend. It's so fun to see you here. It was good to see you at church on Sunday too. It was a fun morning to be there and be with Sunrise people, to be hanging out again together in the worship center. Hi, Margaret. Good to see you too. So Peter is holding my drywall knife, or saw, I should say, for construction people that are out there. And that is indicative of what's going on in our home right now. Hi, Angie. Is we are doing lots of cutting of drywall. So from the time we got our house 5 years ago, it was 5 years ago this week that we bought our house. We had determined that someday, way down the road, good morning, Brad Jenkins, welcome, that we would remodel the kitchen. And there's the crazy $50,000 remodel that is impossible, and know that is completely out. Or there's the do-it-yourself remodel. We're just going to see what she grabs over here. Hopefully it is not a knife or something dangerous. And so we've opted in, instead of the do-it-yourself cheap remodel. Morning, Sherry. And so April's family came up. April's dad came up, and her sister and their whole family, and her brother-in-law, I guess my brother-in-law, Eric, is just a beast. And in a matter of, I'd say about 2 minutes of starting to tear the kitchen apart on Friday morning, we realized we were in this process. Like, there was zero going back, because he had already ripped half of the cabinets out. And if you follow us on Instagram, I put a time-lapse video of it on there, which was hilarious to watch my brother-in-law ripping all these things out. And Amelia's playing. What are you doing, girl? Hey, who's that over there? Say hi. And anyway, so we did complete demo of the whole kitchen in one day. And
Well,
yeah,
the floor was a 7-layer.
The floor, okay, yeah, this is good. Titus is here too. The floor, this house is 50, what did we decide this is? 56-year-old house. So 57-year-old house. And there was, the subfloor. I know some of you could care less, but I'm going to tell you anyway. There's the subfloor, and then you have this layer of particle board on the subfloor. Good morning, Kathy. And
more tile.
Then you had tile, and then they put linoleum on top of the tile, and then the next people put linoleum on top of the linoleum, and then linoleum on top of that linoleum. So we had 3 layers of linoleum, which we saw the 70s show up so clearly in the kitchen floor. And then someone decided to put tile on top of that. So there's cement board, tile on top of that. It was our 7-layer dip. Ripped all that down to the floor, and then I went and picked up the flooring at home at Lowe's this morning, and we're like, I don't know if we like our new flooring, so who knows? We might have to take it back. What, Audrey? What's going on? What is she doing? Is she scribbling? That's okay. That's okay. It's just important church records. That's all. And Titus is over here too. Say hi, Titus. There's my man. Okay, there are my kiddos. Oh my gosh, I love this family. So let's see what is. Oh, and then they stripped it all down to the studs and started I did all the electrical over the weekend, and then we started sealing it back up. And I'm going to call a plumber today to start to do some of the plumbing. Are you going to get the dog?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It is going to be pure chaos in this room here in a minute. Hi, Elizabeth Peterson. Congratulations. You get to go back to the gym. I saw that on Facebook this morning, Elizabeth. Anyway, we and then we started putting sheetrock back up, and then all the relatives left yesterday, and so it is up to April and me. And then April is taking
ditching
this one
us
and this
two.
one and that one, not the dog, and leaving Peter and me here the rest of the week. And Peter and I, are going to get as much done in this next week as possible
and have a lot of fun.
and have a lot of fun while doing it. So we're
They're
gonna
wish they stayed here instead of went to Fresno.
well, right, but we're gonna rock it, because we won't have one getting up in the middle of the night.
But we all have the dog.
Well, yeah, we have the dog, and the dog's not that bad. She's amazing. You know what's funny about the puppy is she is now 3 months old, a little over 3 months old. She was 3 months old April, May. Oh, she will be 3 months old on the 27th. And this one, and so think about that in dog years. And then I've got a 2-year-old. They're right at the exact same stage developmentally. It is beyond entertaining to watch, to go from dealing with the puppy to dealing with the 2-year-old and going, they do the exact same things. But anyway, so I'm taking the week off from work duties at the church, which you all know that's impossible. Hey, that's plumber's tape right there, girl. Hey, careful with that. Oh, God. Oh. Good morning, sunshine. How are you, girl? Okay, so let's see. While I've got my kiddos here, because we won't have many more opportunities to ever have all of them in the same place. What would you say today? So I'm doing Father's Day edition of Backshed Bible Study. Is there anything you want to tell our friends out there about your daddy? No?
Thanks for the dog.
Thanks for the dog, Peter says. Anything you want to say about your daddy, Audrey? Thanks for the dog.
That's what I said. Copycat.
How about you, Titus?
Thanks for the dog.
Let me ask you this. Is your daddy perfect?
No.
Yeah. See, they were really quick to answer on that. And this is going to be what we're talking about today in the study is they know we had a rough. Did we have a rough morning in our house?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
We had a rough morning in the house, and they did not see the best of their father this morning. And this is called, I can throw out all kinds of excuses about being tired and being, having the 2-year-old and being in the, let's talk about being in the middle of a construction project with no kitchen. But this daddy was not a good daddy this morning. And so in just a couple of minutes, when we've vacated the room here of all the kiddos and all the chaos, which I don't handle chaos well. I just don't. Then we're going to talk about, did she just poop on you?
No, she licked it.
I said sunshine down. Oh.
Yeah. So there you go. Hey, somebody take Amelia with you, okay? Anyway, so we're gonna hit Colossians 3:21 this morning, and it's gonna be a little quick this morning because are you guys fighting over the stool? Well, why don't you come over, Audrey? Why don't you come over here? And can you sit with me, Audrey?
Daddy.
Is the dog biting you?
Just pick her up.
Yeah.
Pick
Hand her to me.
Peter, can you control the dog? She's starting to bite
Sunshine,
Audrey.
No biting.
Don't bite. No bite. No bite. There you go. Good girl. I don't know if this is going to be the best or worst episode of this ever. Oh, goodness crazy. Oh, Amelia, where are we going? What's wrong? Yeah. Do you want to sit back up here again? Where do you go? I was going to have you sit on my lap right here.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
All right. Let's see if this can work. All right. Watch out for the microphone cable. All right. There we go. Woo!
Put instructions.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yes. This is the Crave Family Showcase.
Ow.
What are you seeing there? Oh, do you see now? This is what's really interesting is this one right here. This one gets jealous when this one touches me. So watch, they can't sit next to each other. She'll start pushing her out of the way, and just be like, that's my daddy. You don't get to have him. The shed is full, David. Hey, buddy, saw your Facebook post, and I was glad I got to be a part of it. Although I did not tag myself because, you know, the political implications of that would be bad. So, hey, watch out. Let's not. We got a daddy's microphone. It's important that they hear me. Good morning, Joanne. Good to see you. So, kids, what would you say? What would you say to everybody out there about being a kid, having a dad? Because today we're talking about Father's Day. Do you have any advice out there to the other dads about things that you've learned as kids that you would tell them as dads? Like, hey, you know, here's how you should be to be a good dad. You got anything? Got any wisdom for them? What do you think, Audrey?
Destroy the kitchen and don't clean it back up.
Destroy the kitchen and don't clean it back up, she says. Oh my gosh.
No.
No, I don't. Yeah, clean up. How about you, Peter? You got any advice? How should they? Oh, you're not good on the spot like this. Okay.
Okay, I'll do it.
How can someone be a good dad? What do you think makes a good dad?
Destroying the computer.
Destroying? No, not destroying.
Stop.
Oh no, the dog is coming back. Okay, Titus, whatever you do, don't drop the dog. Here, let's get the microphone up here. Titus. Whoa, we lost Audrey. Sunshine, what makes a good dad?
Waking up at 5 in the morning.
Waking up, okay. Are you out, Amelia?
What makes a good dad? Here, I got one.
Okay, you got it. You talk.
What makes a good dad is sacrificing for your kids. Like getting up at 5 in the morning. Or 6. Or both.
Or both. You know, Peter, you've learned a little parenting lately. Good morning, Nancy. Oh,
There's the tail.
loved our conversation, Gary and Nancy, at church Sunday morning, by the way. I really appreciated that. Peter, Sunshine has been staying in Peter's room during this, during her formative months in the family. And it's been really good. The last week, Peter's been getting up with Sunshine in the morning and taking care of her needs. And it's kind of crazy because you have to put someone else's needs before your own, right? Like your own need for sleep. And you have to put the need of Sunshine to be able to go to the bathroom on the grass and have her breakfast and drink her water and all that before your need for sleep, right? Yeah, exactly. Oh, look at that. My cousin Kathy's on here. Hi, Kathy. That's your cousin. Well, she's your first cousin once removed. Kathy.
Whatever that means. Okay.
Yeah, hi. This is so remember, well, you probably wouldn't remember Uncle Don and Aunt Kathy, but anyway, cousin Kathy is on. So hi, Kathy, San Luis Obispo. Good to see you today. Any other, Titus, you got any advice for dads out there? How to be a good dad?
No.
No?
get a dog.
Do you have any how not to be a good dad?
Don't get a dog. Don't get a dog.
Oh
Get a dog.
gosh. Oh
It's
goodness.
amazing yet it's terrible.
It's hard.
We'll keep your business.
Okay, Amelia, you want to come back and say bye-bye? You want to come say goodbye? Okay, come here, girl. Let's see if we can pull this off. All right, come here, girl. Arr, come on over here to dad. Ah, okay. Say bye-bye. Oh no, we're about to drop the dog.
The dog is falling.
This, you know what? I was not looking forward to this morning because of construction chaos and family chaos. And I mean, this may be the most fun we've had yet.
I got the dog out.
You did good. Who let the dog out?
Well,
I let the dog out.
who let the dog in? Do you know that I grabbed a post, like a wood, and then she followed it and came.
Who cleans up after the dog?
Me.
Yeah. Oh, are you gonna lick or bite, Sunshine? No bite. Oh, no biting. Hey, if we got any dog trainers out there, like honestly, usually I don't like to ask advice on Facebook, but if you got advice on how to keep that puppy from nipping, she's been nipping like crazy. And we've got we've watched all kinds of YouTube videos, but what's funny about that, good morning, Mimi. This is what was interesting about raising the puppy. You have like two total different schools of puppy parenting, and one that's a little more authoritative, kind of like, you know, when the puppy does something to correct their action with maybe a little collar shake. Yes. And the other one is like, oh, it's all positive reinforcement, all positive.
It's all control.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can't wait for these teeth to fall out. Anyway, but it's kind of like us, you know, we have people like, okay, you know, whatever you do, don't ever, right? I know, yeah, chew toys. Believe me, we have chew toys, Donna. Yes. Anyway, but it's like, you know, with our own kids, like, how do we discipline them? How do we have positive reinforcement? David says bite back when she bites you. You know, I did see that on the internet. Someone's like, bite your puppy back. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh. Do we have any other questions out there? Hello. Purple. Oh, let's read this. Puppy training and puppy trainers at Petco. Oh, that's where the pets go, Elizabeth. And it's right around the corner from where we live here. So we could walk there. Maybe. Ooh, Margaret, look at this. Here's another one. Spray bottle of water. So you're saying we should waterboard her? No, she nips. She gets sprayed in the face, but she'll outgrow this like the terrible twos.
That's a Peter did it yesterday.
Did you do the spray bottle yesterday? Was it the soapy
It was
one?
actually this.
Oh,
water backpack.
you water backpack. Oh my gosh.
It was leaking, so I just put it on her.
Oh, tell her no. Yeah. Yeah, that's one's worked really well. We're like, no bite, Sunshine.
No.
No bite. No, don't hit her.
No.
No bite. See, now she's doing pretty well this morning with all this chaos. So
No.
so a lot of you have said, Cliff Carey, like, here, come over here, Amelia. Some of you have said, you Carries are crazy. Let's look at the last year of our lives and talk about how crazy we are.
Oh yeah, we're crazy. We got a dog.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, Amelia, do you want to come over here? There you go. So a year ago in July 8th, we got her in China. And let me tell you what, adopting, and I turned 50 while we were over there. That's been hard.
No bite.
Like just being 50 years old and having a 2-year-old that doesn't understand your language and has just been traumatized and removed from her environment and taken to a whole new culture. It's traumatizing for everybody. So we started with that. And then we go through the year, and then COVID happens. Let's talk about that, right? So the last 3 months of COVID chaos and George Floyd, just the craziness, I gotta be honest with you all. Relaunch of Sunrise has been ridiculously stressful. And we got a puppy
To complicate.
to complicate things even more. And then let's throw a kitchen remodel onto it all. Anyway, our king's on the throne.
Oh, and then you're gonna start like 17 years of teenagers.
Oh yeah.
So
within the same year.
right. So he turns 13 July 2nd, and we will have teenagers for 17 straight years. I think I'm going to be taking this one to high school, and people are going to be going, I'm going to be 68. I'm going to be taking her to high school, and people are like, why is your grandpa dropping you off? Anyway, it's pure joy, right? Consider it pure joy, my brothers, when you face the trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith develops perseverance. That's true, right? Testing of your faith develops perseverance. What? Look at, yes, Audrey's reading all the comments that are coming up here. I absolutely love Peter. That's from Cousin Kathy. I love Cousin Kathy. What else do we have here? You and me both. That's right. Hey, you too. Be nice to each other. Sister, no, don't pull her hair.
Being so heavy.
Okay, kids, I think this is a natural point where we might just be able to kind of close this thing down. I'm going to do a little devotional, and then we're going to go.
All right, so
Does that sound good? Yeah, you guys are free to go.
All right,
Okay, Sunshine, you go with Amelia. You're going to go. Actually, I'm going to have Peter. Can you take Amelia? And maybe Titus get Sunshine. Hey, everybody say goodbye. Everybody, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh, Daddy will be back soon. Daddy will be back very soon. Oh, I love you, girl. I love you. Whew. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna leave this part quick because the fun has now left the room, and now you're just stuck with me. But that's my family, guys, and I thought this could be a fun Father's Day special to just bring you a little bit into my life of being a dad. Yeah, in the middle of remodel chaos, one of those kiddos this morning just started being a little pain. And guess who responded in a bad way right here, And it totally took me back to Colossians 3:21, where Paul says, fathers, do not embitter your children or they will become discouraged. And it's right before that where he says, children, obey your parents in everything, for this pleases the Lord. And I know a lot of us as parents want to quote that verse to our kids without looking at the verse that comes right after that. But I love that Paul, in such a good way, because I think with moms don't embitter their kids for the most part. Moms can be, they have their own things, right? Moms, you guys have your own issues. But for dads, there's this, I think it's easy for us to embitter our kids if we're not careful in how we talk to them, how we maybe talk down to them, how we might have too high an expectation for them, or just not love them unconditionally. I think sometimes we get, I know I do, they inconvenience me at times or get in my way, and rather than be proactive and get down and be with them and be in their world, I'll tend to just kind of get frustrated and push them out of my world. And I can just watch how easy it is, and I can see it in my kids' eyes when I'm embittering them, when I'm pushing them away from me. And that happened with our second one today, this morning. And it took a lot of time to just go back, and I had to eat a lot of humble pie this morning, because I struggle with this, because he was so out of line in how he was behaving, yet I was out of line in how I responded. And I go back, and I've got to apologize for that. But I can't help but think this, because some people are like, well, you're being weak at that point. And I disagree. I think we need to model to our kids, no matter what age they are. So this is for everybody. Donna, this is even for you. Because, oh, by the way, statistics say that the typical audience of the Backshed Bible Study are women 65 and older. So there you go. So I love my female 65 plus audience that's out there. But I think this applies to all of us. Is our kids more respond to our modeling than to our directives in their lives? I look back at my own parents, and I truly respond so much more to what they modeled. And if I think about it, like, my dad modeled hard work. My dad modeled something that I got a lot of in my life was just having an appreciation for our country, and patriotism. And my dad modeled patriotism. And my cousin Kathy's on here, so we can talk about this too. Like, I look at her parents too, and her mom's still around, my mom's still around. But they were people that modeled these things, and then they also, Kathy's dad, my Uncle Don, he was a fiery one, and yet I look at who he was as a Christian man. And I even look, and this is my challenge to some of you who are older. Uncle Don, for me, so some of this is spontaneous. Obviously, this isn't written out because I don't have my glasses on. But I look at my Uncle Don, and in his later years, he started giving, as a retiree, he started giving tons of time to Teen Challenge. Like, that became something that became his passion in seeing these young people come out of a life of addiction and so on. And that was a huge modeling to me. He modeled to me, my uncle did, with time, just spending time when I was a 16-year-old with a car. It's your red hair. That's good, Kathy. With a car that needed to be worked on, and he would work alongside me. And so there were so many more things that were modeled and set as parents coming alongside than that was of parents being directive. And yet, like, we still got to be directive, right? As parents, I still need to, point out when they're out of line and things. But I think there's way more growth in them that comes in seeing a parent modeling what it means to follow Jesus Christ. And then, and I think this is the hard part, is being not just following Jesus Christ, but also backing it up with our actions. So not just following him with our words and going to church on Sunday and and praying from time to time, but really following it up with how we live, not just what we say is true. So challenge today, fathers, don't embitter your children to discourage them. Thanks, Jeff Coffernall. He is not 65 or female, and he popped in. And David Hoffman, you're the same way. David Kasprick, you're the same way. So I think I saw Micah Paul on here a few minutes ago too. Anyway, that's Backshed for you today. Special Father's Day edition that says, man, dads, let's go out there and model what it is to be a godly man to our kids. And I think part of that godliness is like I said, when I went back to my 8-year-old this morning, and I just laid down on his bed and just said, I'm so sorry, I messed up, and you were out of line, but I was out of line in how I responded. That takes some humbling of ourselves to do, which is not any good. But with that, I don't see any other fun comments popping up here or any other questions. I'll give you just a minute if you got any questions or comments you want to throw on there before we shut this thing down for the day. And I'm going to get back into that kitchen and get moving. I got to call a plumber today. What's up, Micah? You see you're here. So I was given a name of a good plumber today. So I'm going to give him a call and see if they can get out and help me fix that awful stuff. So I'm going to pray to close it, but then we'll see if there are any last minute comments here, and then we'll go. So Lord, I just want to thank you so much for the absolute chaos that was in this shed this morning. I thank you for those kids who are just my joy, and I thank you for April, who is just a brilliant mother who raises them with pure love, pure unconditional love. But I thank you also for my dad, and I miss him, and I miss being able to just call him up and say, hey, what about this or what about that? But thank you for what he modeled and taught me, and how he was so intentional with me growing up. And I just pray that he would be, he's in good shape. He's with you, but I just pray that all the dads out there, Lord, that we would just learn what it means to set an example to our kiddos and not embitter them. Thanks for my friends that are out there today, my 65 plus women, plus that's 65 years and older, but also the guys out there. And just thank you, God, for being so faithful. In Jesus' name, pray it. Amen. Oh, man. Oh, my son will, your son will respect you all his life for that moment. I hope so. I hope so. I have too many of those. Oh, Margaret, you can email that. So here's our email addresses at Sunrise are awful email addresses. I'll just say that, but we're going to work on changing that. It's Cliff C. So that's CLIFFC at scconline.cc. Okay, there are a lot of C's in there. You get that? Cliff C at scconline.cc. That SCC is for Sunrise Community Church. We're getting ready to switch those, and probably by the end of the year, all of that will be sunrise.church. But anyway, Donna, will I be doing Sunday Sermon Live? Thank you for asking, because I'm doing the Father's Day message on Sunday, and unfortunately, no, we're just not quite there yet. I will be filming it from the church, though. So if Rachel will let me, and I think Rachel's online here today, but I'm pretty confident that I'll be filming there at the church for the message. So we're starting to get most of it back on site. They were still a few weeks away from when we're doing everything live. We got lots of crazy stuff to figure out over there, and Rachel and her team, we're asking them to pivot and turn on a dime on lots of things, and it's been hard. I mean, you say, okay, we're going to do recorded, and suddenly it's like, all right, now we're back live, and we need to be doing online, and you know what? That's hard. So we're coming back to you all to say, please give us grace. But that's another conversation for Pastors Live, not for Backshed. So it's been a joy having you all here this morning. And I'm going to click this thing off and say goodbye and get back into work in the kitchen. And you should see our pastors back on Wednesday at 2:30 for Pastors Live. Have a great week, everybody. Love you, Sunrise, and God bless you. And where's the button that I pushed to make this stop live streaming? Ready? Here we go. Bye-bye.